God bless you. Continuing our study of lessons from leprosy. And we were speaking last time about how Christ's coming has made us free from so many things, but we started with making us free from both the power and the presence of sin. But it has also made us free from the sin nature, the nature to sin, and also free from the practice or the behavior of sin. And how did the Lord do this? First of all, we have a nature to sin, a sin nature. Let me read this to you. It says, like leprosy, sin is contagious and it is caught from another individual. All of us have a sin nature that we inherited or caught from the first father of all man, which is Adam. We inherited it. And because of that, we have, so to speak, bad genes, sinful genes. The answer for bad genes is we need some new DNA. We need some new genes, new chromosomes, right? We hear all these terms in the news and CSI programs where they're investigating. But essentially, genes are pieces of genetic information that are held on chromosomes. When you take all of the person's chromosomes in total, that's their DNA. So by nature, by our DNA, we are sinners from birth. No one has to teach a newborn baby to be selfish. When the baby's hungry, the baby cries until it's dealt with, and when the baby is wet, cries until it's a little bit demanding. The baby has no capacity for considering mom or dad might be sleepy or tired at the moment. But we don't blame the newborn. They don't have understanding. But as the child gets older, and they're 2 years old, and they're 3 years old, no parent has to teach their child, why don't you be selfish? Keep your toys to yourself. Why don't you fight your brothers and sisters and claim everything to be yours? No parent has to teach that because it's inborn. No parent has to teach the children to call names and make others feel badly. It's in the nature of the child, which is sinful. That sin nature is taken care of by Christ, because through Christ we get a new set of genes from our new Father when we are born again. Isn't that wonderful? So Christ has solved our problem with the power of sin, our problem with the presence of sin, and now he solved our problem of the sin nature by saying that through believing in him, we can be born again. Our Father, new Father, is holy. So when we're born again, the spirit man in us becomes holy instantaneously. But that new spirit man has to learn the ways of God and therefore bring the body and the soul under control. That perfect spirit man desires holiness, but the soul, which is our mind, our thinking, the will, our desires, and our emotions, which is how we feel, the I think, I want, I feel part of us, that's the soul. That didn't get born again. The spirit did. So the spirit man has to become strong and bring the I want, I think, I feel under subjection. And the soul has to be retrained how to walk with the Lord. But the Spirit of God will help our spirit man and become stronger and developed and wiser so we can please the Father. Are you with me? So, not only that, did we have a sin nature, but we have the practice of sin, the sin behavior. And Christ took care of that. And the answer for the behavior and lifestyle of sin is something called sanctification. This is the ongoing process by which the Spirit of God separates our lifestyle, our way of living, from the way of the world, the way we used to live, the way we were. We all know the song. No longer should we live the way we used to, because we are no longer children of that world. Our father, the devil, he's not our daddy anymore. We got a new dad. We've been born again, and so now we follow the ways of our new father. So some of these terms that we hear and Christianity that people struggle with, they're outlined right here. The answer that the Lord gave for our sin nature when we're born again, that's called regeneration. Gene is the key word, regeneration, new genes. That's being born again. So whenever you hear the word regeneration of the believer, you know that that means they're being born again, because everybody born has a father. So we're born again. That's regeneration. Then dealing with the practice of sin as a lifestyle, that's dealt with by sanctification, where the Spirit of God, literally sanctify means to be set apart. We're set apart from the ways of the world unto God. Literally, the Spirit of God is basically teasing out the old way of the world, pulling that out of our life. Just like a seamstress takes a ripper to pull out the threads that shouldn't be in the garment, the Spirit of God has the spiritual ripper to pull out the threads of sin out of our life and progressively set us apart unto God, away from the ways of the world. Thank God for regeneration and for sanctification. We'll pick this up next time.